Good morning, students. Today is Wednesday, that is 10th March 2021. Thought of the week: to win and to lose depends on you. If you agree, you lose, and if you are determined, then you win. I repeat: to win and to lose depends on you. If you agree, you lose, and if you are determined, then you win. Students, in the last period we have started lesson number 16, that is quadrilaterals. In that we have seen one rule: take any 4 points A, B, C, D on a paper such that any three of them will be non-collinear. These points are to be joined to make a closed figure, but in such a way that when any 2 points are joined, the other two must lie on the same side of that line. The figure obtained by following the given rule is called as a quadrilateral. Then we have seen four capital letters of English alphabets were used to write the name of quadrilateral, any quadrilateral. And we have always used a symbol or sign of a small box which is closed to represent the word quadrilateral. Then we have seen a quadrilateral can be named by starting at any vertex and going serially either clockwise or anti-clockwise around the figure. And therefore, it is possible for us to write four names of a given quadrilateral while moving clockwise, and four names of the same quadrilateral by moving anticlockwise, and therefore it is possible for us to write 8 different names of the given quadrilateral. Now students, then we have seen adjacent sides of a quadrilateral. Adjacent means lagat se or shezar se in Marathi. Therefore, adjacent sides of a quadrilateral have a common vertex, means those two sides of a quadrilateral which have one point in common are called as adjacent sides of a quadrilateral. And therefore it is possible for us to write four pairs of adjacent sides for a single quadrilateral. Then we have seen opposite sides of a quadrilateral. Opposite means which are in front of the other or samor se. Therefore, opposite sides of a quadrilateral do not have a common vertex. And for each and every quadrilateral, there are two pairs of opposite sides. This portion we have completed in the previous video. Now let's continue the same chapter, that is quadrilateral, and next topic is adjacent angles of a quadrilateral. The angles of a quadrilateral which have one common arm are called adjacent angles of the quadrilateral. I repeat, the angles of a quadrilateral which have one common arm are called adjacent angles of the quadrilateral. Now students, means those two angles which have one arm or one side in common are called as adjacent angles. For example, if you see very carefully to this figure, then angle E and angle F have common side as EF, and therefore we say that angle E and angle F are the adjacent angles. Or we can say that angle D and angle F are also adjacent angles. Angle D, angle G are also adjacent angles, or angle G and angle F are also adjacent angles. The two angles, angle DEF and angle GFE, DEF and angle GFE, DEF and GFE. These two angles have EF side common. Therefore, the two angles DEF and GFE of quadrilateral DEFG have a common arm EF. So, these angles are neighboring or adjacent angles. Every quadrilateral has four pairs of adjacent angles which are as follows. Now students, for quadrilateral, if you want to write the names of angle by using the vertex name, that is the single letter word for the angle, then it's also okay, but here I have given three letter name. Therefore, angle DEF and angle GFE, DEF and angle G DEF and GFE. The next pair is EFG, angle EFG and angle DGF. Next pair is angle FGD and angle EDG. And last pair is angle GDE and angle FED. Therefore, for each and every quadrilateral has four pair, it is possible for us to write the four pairs of adjacent angles. Next concept, opposite angles of a quadrilateral. The angles of a quadrilateral which do not have a common arm are called opposite angles of a quadrilateral. I repeat, the angles of a quadrilateral which do not have a common arm are called opposite angles of a quadrilateral. Now students, if you see this figure, in quadrilateral DEFG, the angles DEF and DGF, simply angle E and G do not have a common arm, any arm in common. Therefore, angle DEF and angle DGF are opposite angles. Therefore, every quadrilateral has two pairs of opposite angles which are as follows. Angle DEF and angle DGF and angle EDG and EFG. These are the two pairs of opposite angles. Now next concept, very important one, diagonals of a quadrilateral. Now what are these diagonals? Student, the line segment which join the vertices of the opposite angles of a quadrilateral are called the diagonals of the quadrilateral. I repeat, the line segments which join the vertices of the opposite angles of a quadrilateral are the diagonals of the quadrilateral. Or in simple terms, the line segment which join the opposite vertices of a quadrilateral are called as diagonals of the quadrilateral. Now student, if you see this figure, line segment AC join these two vertices of these two opposite angles, and line segment BD joins the vertices B and D of these two opposite angles, and therefore we say that in quadrilateral ABCD, the line segments that join the vertices of the opposite angles, angle A and angle C, as also of angle B and angle D, have been drawn. Therefore, the segments AC and BD are the diagonals of the quadrilateral ABCD. The diagonal AC joins the vertices of the opposite angles, angle A and angle C, whereas the diagonal BD joins the vertices of the opposite angles, angle B and angle D. Therefore, every quadrilateral has two diagonals which intersect each other in the interior of the quadrilateral. I repeat, every quadrilateral has two diagonals which intersect each other in the interior of the quadrilateral. Now, these are all the important terms which are related to the quadrilateral. Now, one activity. You are going to do this activity in your copy also. What we have to do? Draw quadrilateral PQRS and draw one of its diagonal. Student, I have drawn quadrilateral PQRS and I have drawn the diagonal PR. In the above figure, the diagonal PR divides quadrilateral PQRS into two triangles, triangle PQR and triangle PSR. Next one. Now student, you know that the sum, because we have just seen this property in the previous lesson, that is triangles and its properties, and the property states that the sum of the measures of all the three angles of a given triangle is always equal to 180 degree. Now the application part. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate what is the sum total of all the four angles of a quadrilateral. Therefore, the sum of the measures of the four angles of quadrilateral PQRS is equal to the sum of the measures of the six angles of the two triangles. I repeat, the sum of the measures of the four angles of quadrilateral PQRS is equal to the sum of the measures of the six angles of the two triangles. Therefore, students, if you see very carefully, because of the diagonal PR, the quadrilateral PQRS is divided into two triangles. And we know that the sum of all the three angles of a given triangle is equal to 180 degree. Therefore, The sum of the measures of four angles of quadrilateral PQRS is equal to sum of the measures of the angles of triangle PQR plus sum of the measures of the angles of triangle PSR. But we know that this sum is equal to 180 degree. Therefore, 180 degree plus 180 degree is equal to 360 degree. I repeat, the sum of the measures of the four angles of quadrilateral PQRS is equal to the sum of the measures of the angles of triangle PQR plus sum of the measures of the angles of triangle PSR, which is equal to 180 degree plus 180 degree is equal to total sum is 360 degree. From this activity, we conclude that the sum of the measures of all the four angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. More correctly, I repeat, the sum of the measures of all the four angles of any quadrilateral is always equal to 360 degree. Now students, you have to copy down all the matter from the given slides in your copy. Complete your work on time, but we have not finished for today because I am going to send one more video. So write down all the matters from all slides of this video. Complete your work on time. Thank you.